Hey Louise, so I am extremely excited to invite you just to do a little interview because for me, you're a rock star. You went from not using social media at all, really, to now I just saw you set up Instagram and you're getting the engagement. You've also driven clients to you through your posts. You are exactly what the personal story formula is all about client attraction rather than you chasing, right? And about really bringing that beautiful story through and inspiring your content. But I want to start with like, who are you and what do you do? Let us know.
Okay. Hi, Claire. Thank you so much for having me on here. So it's so very exciting. I
Mhm.
am Louise. I live in the UK and I'm an intuitive coach who has a business that helps coaches and entrepreneurs to have the extraordinary life success that they deserve. And that isn't all about money. Yes, we all want to have that successful money stream coming in, but it's so much more. It's about your health. It's about alignment with your soul goal. It's getting connected through your soul whispers to who you are and what you're here to do. So that's me. I'm thoroughly enjoying this new program that I put together. I come back into the working world after a break because I am a twice cancer thriver. And so for me, working on with you has been amazing because there's been that to contend with as well, because I don't look like I used to look. So there's a whole identity thing that was going on wrapped up into the fact that I was completely invisible on social media because it's not something I've ever chosen to do. So, yeah.
Mm. So let's dig into that. What were you struggling with before you came to You Unleashed?
I actually didn't know how to post. I know that might seem crazy, but people say, "Oh, post," and I'm thinking, I don't even know how to do that, and I'm older, so I haven't grown up with you just press this and you press that. I'm getting very, very good now. Just having a go and seeing where it. But there's always that fear of, oh my God, what am I going to post by mistake? So I didn't physically know how to make it work. But I just didn't have a clue as to where to start to engage. I'm so grateful that I didn't. I was invisible because I probably would have made every single mistake in the book if I'd tried to do it without understanding the whole game of social media and the whole thing about a story, having the power of that personal story. I don't think, well, I wouldn't have got engagement like I've got.
Well, I mean, let's call it that's what has it's yeah, yes, you've used a formula, but your story is powerful. Like people have to hear your story. The encouragement to actually seek that extra through the words that you're sharing, they're really having an impact.
Yeah.
And I'd love you to talk to the speed as well, because I know one of the things we talked about in your breakthrough call was like how long, that frustration of, how long's this going to actually take to shift? I can't remember
Mm.
what you asked me, but it's like you asked it very politely and in a very British way. How long do you think it might take for me to see some results? And then, bam, within the first month, your results landed. So let's
I know.
talk about that.
It's when you don't know how to do something, you're in a place of not knowing, aren't you? So you can't fathom it. You can't understand how you're going to get from A to B. But it's only when you move towards B that it starts to unfold, and then you get it. And you go, oh right, okay. Of course you don't know how long it's going to take somebody because everybody's different, and their ability to focus and commit and everything will always be unique to the person. For
Mm.
me, I stepped up for myself, Claire, and I just thought, this is what I want to learn to do. So I've got to get out of my own way. I've got to just go for it. And I've really got to do what I say I'm going to do. So there'd be no
Mm.
point plugging into a system of formula and lots of lovely people that can help me if I go, oh, well, no, I didn't really fancy doing that. And there's still some areas that I have got resistance to, which I absolutely am going further towards. So Rome was not built in a day with me, but my pace is my own pace. And I do believe that actually will have a huge impact. Not everybody can rush it and do it in a week. Not everybody can do it in a month, but you just need to know you're doing it. You just need to know you're moving forward with that commitment, with that with the absolute determination that this block you have about social media, about posting, about engagement, you can blow out the water. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. I'm hearing this over and over again. Like, you hear these mentors and people talking about strategy. And I believe that strategy is powerful. I believe my own strategy is powerful, but I believe that that is more powerful. And that is that full body intention to take the first step.
Yeah. It's scary. It's scary.
What were you scared most about?
Being seen, because I've never put myself under the spotlight. I'm by no means a shrinking violet in life. I never have been, but I've never thrown myself into the spotlight. So that hence I wasn't on social media, because my life was not to be shared on that platform. I'm quite a private person. So there was a fear of, I suppose, judgment, until I realized people will think what they think anyway. So I can't change that. It was also that connection of, if I'm only ever posting from a place of authenticity and myself and my own happy place, how can it possibly go wrong? Because it can't. So it's not like I'm suddenly going to change into somebody else to post something, because I'm not. And that was a really breakthrough for me. It's like, oh, okay, I get this now. I just have to be myself. And you kept saying, just be yourself. And I kept thinking, okay, I just have to be myself a bit more. And so it was like giving myself permission to relax in to being me. I didn't need to be social media Louise. I just needed to be me. And it was finding that voice, which, you know, I'd never had to find before, and becoming visible. As you know, Claire, I have yet to master the videos, which is still on my list of, and I will crack it.
Well, you're mastering them right now, Louise. You're rolling
okay.
there.
So it's interesting, isn't it? Because I look back now and I'm so grateful that I took a big brave step and just said, I'm ready now. I need to do this. This is what I've got to do. As much as horrible as it felt, and it didn't feel comfortable. Instagram, I've only been on Instagram 5 days. That's still not feeling comfortable, and it probably won't for a good few more weeks. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's about being there, doing it, stepping up, saying, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. So I'm honouring myself. I'm honouring my own soul that's saying, come on, Louise, you can do this. And I do get that feeling, I can do this.
You took a real backseat in the challenge too. I remember it was like you were just on the fence, on the like, that was kind of the arena here for the challenge, and then Louise was like on the fence, and you kept like checking in with questions, almost sort of disqualifying yourself. And the questions were sort of checking in whether you could qualify for the call, for example. And I saw all the time, I was like, we've just got to get you on a call, because there's potential there. And when you told me your story, I was just blown away, because that's the power of story, is to really land on somebody in terms of what's possible. You show what's possible, and you know that there are your story and the personal story formula are aligned in a lot of ways, because it is about authenticity. It is about truth. Your story is, I listened to my soul whispers and they showed me the way. And through social media, if we can just be more of ourselves and let that inspiration guide our content, but to have, you know, the understanding of where we've come from to help bring people forward. That's all it is. I posted yesterday into the group about Aristotle's, the telos, you know, how the telos is our natural essence, and how the natural essence of the acorn is to be the oak.
Lovely.
We've all got that within us, but we hide it away. We hide it away. What feels easier for you now in just your general expression?
Being visible, Claire. I'm owning my space with more authority. I've always known I was a good coach, and I've always known I've got a lot to give, but actually now just feeling free and being able to be myself in that space is really powerful. And I think that's actually only just opening up, you know, as you and I talked last week about this whole thing about true potential. it is actually a burning desire of mine that I will not leave this earth without realizing my own true potential, and social media is definitely a part of that. That was a big block, but also in ensuring other people don't. That's it's a and that would not have probably unearthed itself in the way it has had I not done your challenge. So your challenge is so much more than just cracking social media. It's like cracking yourself. It's cracking your own code to your own personal story, and really reframing that story in your mind in such a way that's so powerfully propelling you forward to what it is you really want. That makes sense?
It makes because your discomfort, I've experienced it, and I see it a lot. When you came into session last week and you were like, well, I've hit this financial goal, and I know I can hit the one for the next, for the full 6 months. And now I'm sort of feeling not that excited about that. And I think you were like, it was almost like you were saying, do I have to just go out and do that again? Fulfillment isn't money. Fulfillment is the soul goal. And so we have to be seeking that. And the answers are in our story. And when you connected, locked arms with that desire around your potential, around the potential of others, like your energy just fully shifted. And I honestly believe when we're in this position and we're feeling resistance in our business and we're stuck, that soul fire can get us through anything. It can get us through the days that are difficult. It can get us through the days where as parents we feel like we're juggling. It can get us through anything, and it is a massive part of going forwards. But we play small because our vision is limited by our story. We can only set the vision of what we want to have through those belief programs, all the programming, which ends up having like a ceiling over the vision and walls around the vision. And we need to bust through those walls. We need to play bigger. The Unleash Your Legacy Challenge is about playing bigger, helping more people and making more money. You cannot help but make more money, as you've seen, when you help more people. And if you help more people from that authentic place, and we all have that soul goal, we all are the acorn. We all have that destiny. I 100% believe in that.
Me too.
Now, in terms of that soul expression, there is a beautiful little side story to how you have really brought yourself through in that spiritual way. Really found your flow with being who you truly are in your business, and how that has just had this side effect of everything coming even more easily to you. Talk to me about that.
So I think deciding not to play small, deciding to really connect to what my soul was whispering to me, has allowed me to step out of the spiritual closet, which I think I'd sort of popped my head around and maybe one leg out before I met you. And now
she says with the angel wings behind her.
I know I am a very professional person, and I know that's at my core. And I've had many corporate jobs, but I suppose professional, and that is important to me, that I am seen as a professional, but actually I'm mixing the two together now with ease, and hopefully changing other people's views on what the angelic realm can offer, what the support of the universe, about letting go, and the whole, the universal magic. There is magic in this world, and I feel that I have plugged myself in, and I know that I can help other people to do the same. So allowing myself to not play small, it's almost like I've gone universally enormous, because bring it to me, because that's how I feel about the energy of what's happening to me at the moment. I really feel that, I feel buzzy, and I feel energized by I love this word, potentiality of being alive. And one of my strap lines, Claire, is feel alive and thrive. And I want to get everybody else to truly feel alive, because when you've been half dead or facing death like I did with chemo, you just want to feel alive. And I mean, not just alive, half dead, you want to feel alive, fully alive. And to me, that's about being connected to source. It's about enjoying enjoying a bigger perspective on life and not having any limits. There are no limits, Claire. There are no limits to what I can do, where I'll go, what will happen in the future. The only limits that there'll be will be the ones I'll put on myself. And I realized that I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to, but I needed to get out of my own way. I needed to face some fears. I needed to admit I didn't know, which, you know, at 56 years of age, you think you've probably got, but I didn't know. I didn't know. And I was very grateful to everybody and yourself, absolutely, for really holding my hand and saying, you know, you can do this and I can show you how, without making me feel, what, you don't know how to post type of thing. So because some people make fear of that, a fear of being stupid. I didn't feel stupid. I just didn't know. When you don't know, do you? I was
never be the smartest one in the room.
Yeah, I was consciously completely incompetent. So I'd say I was unconsciously. Was I? No, I was consciously incompetent.
Consciously incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I think I'm heading more towards being consciously competent. Yeah. And so I'm still learning. I've still got a long way to go before I flip out the other end and I can quickly send posts off. It takes time, but it's my pace. So I'm happy to go at my pace, which is something that I also think is it's unique to everybody. Everybody's pace will be different, and it's about owning your pace. And
you can only own your pace when you push the scarcity out, though.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, that scarcity is like hands around your throat, cutting off your air supply. And we can't work from that soul place when we're in scarcity mode.
No, absolutely.
So obviously the financial side of your investment into me was a factor for you. It was a consideration. How ultimately did you push that scarcity out and actually go for the thing, and also let it go so that you could go fully into the program and just let it happen, receive?
I really believe that at the time of signing up, Claire, I was at that point where it really was, I know I can't go. I know I can't crack this myself. So you've got choices, Louise. You can either just say, oh, well, that was a stupid idea. Why did you think you could do that? Or I could have tried, but I didn't. The desire to do this, and you were there. And I greatly believe that I stalked you, Claire. You know I stalked you. And then I stalked you, got on your challenge, didn't really engage. And then I said, no, I want to work with you. So I greatly believe in divine timing, divine intervention. I was supposed to work with you. So I listened to what my soul was saying. You know, Claire is the one that's going to help you. She's like your social media angel. She's arrived in your life at the moment in time when you need her. You can, of course, choose not to work with her, but then you're just going to remain where you are. So it was a no-brainer for me. I never actually thought I wasn't. I just knew I was. And yes, it was a considered amount of money, but yeah, I've made it back. So does it matter? Because actually, once I'd got myself past that stage of it is a considered amount of money and oh my God, will I ever make that back? Once I'd moved that out of the way, well, of course I'm going to work with Claire, because that's such a small amount of money compared to what I'm going to manifest for myself by cracking this once and for all and getting out of my own way.
Absolutely.
So what I would say, if anybody is thinking about it, yes, it is a considered amount of money, but what are your options? Do you want to do, how serious are you about committing to your future? Because if you are serious, then just do it, because this is going to unlock the next door. And I see that, you know, when you're learning something, that's what you need to do. It's just unlocking the next door to what it is that the opportunity is. So yeah, you've definitely done that for me, and it's always so much fun working with you. I love it.
Oh, I love our sessions too. In fact, we have a session in 2 minutes. So I will call this to a close, but how can, if people are in that position and actually they aren't listening to their soul whispers and they're seeking that extra, and they know, like they're getting that intuitive nudge that if they could just listen to in here, they could actually start creating a life that matches their desires and their dreams. How can they get hold of you so that they can talk to you about what you provide as a coach?
yeah, they can message me. They can DM me. They can message me Facebook or Instagram now. Find
Yes.
me on
What is your
Instagram.
Instagram handle?
It's louise.budgeon.
Okay.
And they can find me at extraordinarylifesuccess.com. They can
Nice.
click a call to action button there. I've got plenty. There's a coffee chat, there's a breakthrough session, or there's an angel card reading, and I would happily do any of them for whatever it is they wanted to know, to help make that decision, which is clearly it's a big decision. It's a big financial, but they won't be disappointed. So yeah, find me, connect with me. Yeah. Ask all the questions to me that you don't want to ask Claire.
I'm actually not that scary. I don't bite, only when I'm really hungry. Oh, thank you, Louise. This has been amazing. And I love your insight, and I love your heart, and I love your soul goal, because you are making a huge difference to people. And yeah, without us breaking through those blocks, we're cutting that off. We're cutting off who we can actually make a difference to. So I appreciate that you actually took that step, and you absolutely are unleashed.
Oh, great. Love it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.